Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for being here. Welcome to day 13, and day 13 I'm supposed to be running 33 kilometers. Like I said, now I am focused. I do not want to miss my days, having missed the other days. So I told myself no more missing. And I'm able to do the 3 kilometers of running by now. I am used to it. At least now it is 33. It is not as much as the 40s and the higher 30s. And I'm happy that they are reducing. It is the stories that are becoming harder to tell. And it is a journey of self-discovery, a journey of healing, and just it is just bringing most things into perspective for me and helping me as I start this new journey in my life. So in year 13, now my dad has been transferred and he is in Mbita High School. He is the head teacher of Mbita High School. And I think also my mom teaches at Mbita High School at this point. Though at some point now she transferred to go to Mawego Girls, which was near home. And adolescence is hitting me hard. Yeah, my boobs start sprouting and I have crashes, and year 13 I think is very significant. Now when I look back, I realize that some of the things I did at 13 saved me. So I will start with the story of the boobs. My grandma had large boobs. So when my boobs started coming, I was worried because I was thinking, if they start coming now, by the time I reach my grandma's age, my boobs will be on the floor. And I didn't like the thought of that. I imagined how they were going to be big and be on the floor and be all over. I didn't like it. And I was scared every single day. And they were also painful. My boobs were painful. And I have small boobs. And my experience with small boobs, especially in my adolescent years, they were painful. There was a time I would not sleep on my tummy if anything touched them. Yeah, they were painful. What was your experience growing up? Were your boobs painful or less painful? Painful boobs were the order of the day for me. And so when I reached perimenopause and the painful boobs started again, I knew second puberty has hit me and it is coming hard. And so I started working out. When I don't work out, my body aches, so I have to work out. My body depends on it. My body, yes, depends on it. If I want to live a painless life, a painless perimenopause period, I have to work out. Another thing at Adolescent that I want to highlight, given that I had been going through this period of worry and anxiety because my boobs were coming out and I was worried that they were going to reach the floor by the time I was my grandma's age. I can't even tell how old my grandma was then, but I think she was way into her 70s. And being a child and adolescent psychologist, now I know that it was not something that was out of place. Adolescents experience anxiety, especially those between the ages of 13 and 18, because of hormonal changes, growth and development that they're experiencing at this time, and the anxiety disorders that are experienced by adolescents at this age are separation anxiety disorder. Funny, yeah, you'd think that they're now older. No, they still suffer from separation anxiety disorder. Social anxiety disorder, this mainly comes for the children who do not like speaking in public, being around people. If your child is such an adolescent, please don't force them. You'll just be reinforcing their anxiety. You'll be aggravating their anxiety. So work with the adolescent. There's also specific phobia. So specific phobia is fear of stuff, either an injection or animal or yes. And there's panic disorder. They panic a lot at this time, and there's agoraphobia and generalized anxiety disorder. So check on your adolescent, check on your teenager. They go through a lot at this stage. Nature and the environment throws a lot of things at them, and this is the time that your child needs you most. This is the time that you need to open those communication channels. Ask them how they are doing. You should know when they are not well, and come in and try and help them, especially with anxiety. It is said that 1 in 4 adolescents suffer from anxiety. That is 25%. That's a big number. Remember, in Kenya, adolescents make up around 11 million. So 25% of that would be around, it was 11 point something. If you put it at, that is over 2.5 million, almost 3 million adolescents going through anxiety. That's a big number. So we need to be there for them. We need to see the signs, and we need to be the people who protect them and not be the ones who cause them to go into these panic attacks, anxiety, and all sorts of things. We need to be their safe space. Yeah, so that is one thing that happened at 13 that I wanted to highlight about adolescents. It's not only about my stories. You get to learn about the things you can do for your adolescents to help them, and children too. Children especially, it is specific phobias. They start fearing things, darkness, animals. That is where phobia comes. But for children, it is 1 in 12. It increases at adolescents, where it is 1 in 4, 25%. That's a lot. Be there for your child. Be there for your adolescent. Look out for the signs of anxiety. Another thing that happened at this age, I told you it is adolescence, and it hit me. Yeah, my boobs are coming, I'm having crushes, and there was this boy I had a crush on. I think his name was Paul. He was dark and he had good looking teeth. I like men with good looking teeth. So he had good looking teeth. I can't remember his face now, but I remember his teeth. And I didn't like the way I behaved around him. And so I made a rule for myself at 13. And this rule carried me to my adulthood. I made a rule for myself that I would not have a crush or date a boy that is within my estate or school. And this rule, I'm just realizing now and thanking my 13-year-old self for coming up with that rule, because from that day, it was hard to do. But from that day, if you live with me in the same estate, we went to the same school, same church, you are out of bounds for me. However handsome you are, however good your teeth were looking, no. And I see myself, even the people that I dated, they were never boys that were with me either in the same school or same estate. And that made it easier for me to break up with them. You remember I told you in my previous story about the gift of, was it the story for year 11? Yes. The gift of living. That is one thing that I think boarding school gave me. And even these boyfriends, because they didn't know where I lived, I would just ghost them. When I felt things were not right, I disappeared. And so most of my relationships, I didn't even break up with them. I just left them. I either ghosted you or I never blocked them. I just refused to pick up their calls and never replied their messages and never called back. If we talk for like twice a day or thrice a day, I'll make sure those are reduced to once a day. I win you off before I cut you off. So if the calls were 5 times a day, I'll make sure I only pick 3 in a day. Then the next day I pick 2. The next day I pick 1. After that I don't pick, and I'm done. So this rule really helped me, plus the gift of walking away. When I felt something is not right, I'd just walk away. Some I didn't even handle. I didn't even say it's this and this and this for what. I just walked away. And that helped me. I escaped heartbreaks. Yeah. When I just sensed things are not right, I disappeared. And the gift of walking away. And that 13-year-old rule, I carried it all my life. I carry it for the rest of my life, and I have told it to my 13-year-old, because if you have a boyfriend or a crush with whom you live in the same estate, hormones sometimes go out of control. And this person could be having, their crush should be higher than yours, and they would come looking for you. I just didn't like the way I behaved around this boy. I liked him too much, and I didn't like that. So I made that rule. Yeah. I can't remember him, but I just remember he had good-looking teeth. And I made a rule from that day: if a boy lived near me, out of bounds. However handsome you are, however good-looking you are, however good your teeth were, ulikuwa moto ya kupotea mbali. So that is day 13. Thank you for being here. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.